Hi, my name's Kinsey and this is Culture Journey. Have you heard of Burkina Faso? I asked a lot of my friends this question and the answer was no. They didn't even know it was a country. And so I decided I have to make a video about this. I know where it is and what the flag looks like and the name, but I realized that was all I knew. And so I did some research, I asked a friend, and this is what I found some super cool information about this country that so many people don't even know exists. And so today we are going to be learning all about it. This video is going to be stuff full of facts about its history and culture and a bunch of other stuff. So please stay till the end because that's where the best stuff is. Let's go. Guess what? Burkina Faso is a West African country and it's actually landlocked, which doesn't make things easy. It has a lot of neighbors. It's pretty much the only landlocked country in West Africa, so that makes it easy to find. They have a tropical climate and Burkina Faso is home to 20 million people. That's quite a few. Y'all, the best part? The capital is Ouagadougou. I think that's how you say it. Ouagadougou. Is that not fun to say? You should try it. Ouagadougou. But guess what language they speak? French! Je te dis le français. Ho ho ho. Now, are you ready for a history lesson? No, don't fall asleep yet. This is going to be a fun one. And it's very exciting. Lots of wars and overthrowing. Well, I guess that's kind of part of every history. But let's hear all about this one. Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso wasn't always Burkina Faso. Once upon a time, it was Upper Volta, a French colony that was established on March 1st, 1919. But then, on September 5th, 1932, the colony of Upper Volta was abolished due to economical and financial reasons. They ran out of money? Looks like it. Anyway, it was split between the colonies of Côte d'Ivoire, Niger, and Sudan. After many struggles, battles, war, blah blah blah, you know how it goes, Upper Volta was reconstituted, something like that, as a country in, you guessed it, 1947. Yes. Yet, many battles continued to take place. I know, it's horrible. That is until August 5th, 1960, when the independence of Upper Volta was declared and the very first president, Maurice Yamogo, was made president. Yep. Is that like inaugurated? Yeah, inaugurated. So I'm gonna stop here and explain a little thing to you here, okay? So, you see, here in the United States, we have presidents for a few years, and then we re-elect a president and put a new guy there, right? But it seemed to be a little bit different when I was researching Burkina Faso. It looked like they had a president, and then there's this thing called a coup, which is basically a seizure of power, and then there was a different president. Long story short, a lot of their presidents have been overthrown, and then he gets overthrown, and he gets overthrown, and he gets overthrown. You get it? Okay, good. So, we had the first president dude here, and then later, Thomas Sankara comes along. And he made a lot of changes to the country. First of all, he renamed it Burkina Faso instead of Upper Volta. Now we found Burkina Faso. And do you know what Burkina Faso means? It means country of honest men. Doesn't that sound nice? I just hope it's true. As well as the charming flag. Y'all, I love it. I love it. It's like Christmas colors. Who doesn't love it? It's beautiful, okay? The red actually symbolizes revolution and the green agriculture, although I'm not sure if it's a very agricultural place. Okay, keep going, kids. Anyway, and he also changed the anthem. Dun dun dun! Was killed in another coup when the next guy took over. But y'all, guess what? Some Burkinabe, I think that's how you say it, Burkinabe, people from Burkina Faso, love Thomas Sankara. He is considered one of the greatest military or like revolutionaries in Burkina Faso history. So yes, like y'all, they love him. Like he's a super cool dude. From what I hear, he did a lot to reshape the country, it seems like. But yeah, in time, everyone dies and new leaders come along and we gotta see what they do next, so stay tuned. Okay, so we're gonna kind of pause there with all the war and leaders and stuff and get into my favorite part, which is like the culture and the traditions and the geography. And so, yeah, here we are. Burkina Faso is actually a very geographically diverse country and culturally rich. And honestly, one of the reasons that is because you cannot generalize Burkina Faso. And that is because there are about 60 different ethnic groups in Burkina Faso. Just 60. That's a lot. And there's not like too many main dominant ones, so it's just kind of everything, everywhere. You gotta experience it, right? Not only are those different ethnic groups, but also different language groups as well. So yeah, you can't just like speak the same language. Obviously that's why they use French now, but there's their home languages, their native tongues are still spoken in the villages and stuff in the different areas, and yeah, you can't just clump it all together because it's all special and unique, and I need to get back to the facts, right? Okay, I love this though, you can tell. Burkina Faso is mainly a Muslim country with some animists and between 10 to 30% Christians. The majority of those are Catholic. So yes, y'all, some people want to ignore religion, and I get you want to be like unbiased, but like y'all, religion is a super important part of a culture. So you should definitely be aware of that. So yeah, here you go. I gave you the languages, I give you religion, I give you the history, I give you the culture, and now you're ready to go tell your friends all about this, or you could just send them this video. So it is hard to generalize, I told you that already, but I'm going to try to tell you about the three of the major ethnic groups in Burkina Faso, and hopefully you can get an idea of the cool wonderfulness of Burkina Faso. So the first group I'm going to tell you about is the Mosis. I think that's how you say it. Please don't hurt me. And they make up about 53% of the population, so about half of Burkinabes are Mosis. And so this might give you a pretty good idea, right? So the cool thing about them, okay, they speak More. Awesome, awesome, right? That sounds so cool. I just love it. More. It makes me think of the Moors. Anyway, a cool tradition they have is they name their kids. I'm just kidding, everyone names their kids, right? But they name their kids, they don't just name them Johnny and Sue. Usually, like, the day they were born, like, their name literally tells about their date of birth. Okay, the day you were born is kind of boring because you're going to meet a lot of people who are born on the same day of you. And that means you're going to meet a lot of people that have the same name as you. But they also get named if they were, like, born during a festival, like a Ramadan, for example. So that would be pretty cool. Like, hey, my name's whatever. I was born during a festival. Oh, you were born on Friday? Nice to meet you. That's how I imagine it. Anyway, and another cool thing they do is they have special singers called griots. I think that's how you say it. And they actually keep traditions orally for the people. And, you know, a lot of African cultures, I think, have kept traditions orally. But, like, singers? That's kind of cool. The Pules make up about 7.8% of the population. And they're nomads. And the language of the Pules is spoken by 12 million Africans. Quite a bit. And there are five different principal dialects of it. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So the last ethnic group I'm going to talk about is the Gomashes. They make about 7% of the population, and their language is Gomashes, obviously. And that is spoken by approximately 812,000 people in Africa. Yes. And y'all, I'm gonna apologize now. I couldn't find very much information about those last two. And what I did find was in French. So I hope my translation skills were up to par. If any of that was wrong, please let me know. But yeah, basically I just told you about the Moses. There's so much, y'all. There's just so much. I can't tell you it all. I can't. Burkina Faso is a very diverse country, and I recommend you visit because that is the only way you're gonna possibly be able to understand all of this stuff, okay? Because if like 7% is like the third highest like amount, that means the other ones are like really small, and there's like 59 more that are like 3% and stuff. So obviously there's not going to be a ton of information about that because they're not like a giant people group. They're small tribes. But y'all, the tribes are where like the culture is. Like, you can't grasp it all when you visit the big city, but when you visit the small, poor, homey little towns, that's when you get the real feel for the country. You connect. So y'all, if you're not afraid of Africa, go visit because you'll be blessed. I know it. I want to visit now. Do you? Please tell me yes. If the answer is yes, then my mission was successful and you can hit that like button. If you don't want to visit but you still learned something about Burkina Faso, you can hit the like button too. And y'all, if you want to hear about any more cultures or languages, please push the button that says subscribe, suscribir, suscríbete, anything like that. Oh wait, that means you're already subscribed, doesn't it? No sé. Je ne sais pas. J'ai vu aller au Burkina Faso. Tu vu? Okay. The world is a beautiful place. Believe it. And go and see for yourself. Goodbye. Au revoir.